Simply put, filmmaking is about conflict and resolution. Whether it's a short film, a documentary, or a feature, the essence of storytelling lies in a conflict playing out and ultimately being resolved. We call this the hero's journey, and if you're with me so far, stick around because I'm about to dive deep into structure. This is what I call my MicDrop Method. It's a framework for crafting brand videos that resonate deeply with audiences, long after the film ends. So let's take a moment to talk about film structure from the movies that we all know and love, and take a second to see how they all work. One of my favorite books, Save the Cat by Blake Snyder, is a must-read for anybody serious about storytelling. It's packed with wisdom for structuring compelling narratives, especially in Hollywood films. Snyder outlines 15 essential beats that guide stories from start to finish. And let's quickly break them down. It might be familiar to you. Hollywood films are based on a 3-act structure. Act 1, there's an opening image. It sets the tone in a later contrast with the ending of the film. There's a theme stated. That's a hint of the story's central lesson. A setup introduces the world, the characters, and the protagonist's needs. Catalyst, a life-changing event that disrupts the status quo. There's a debate. The protagonist hesitates before embracing on the journey. Then we break into Act 2. The protagonist enters a new world. It's unfamiliar to them. There's fun and games. The stakes aren't very high yet. They showcase the unique promise of the premise. A midpoint, that's a turning point of false victory or defeat. That's where the stakes get higher. The bad guys close in. The challenges are escalating. All's lost. The protagonist faces their lowest moment. Then we break into Act 3. A revelation starts a new hope. And in the finale, the ultimate test resolves the conflict, and then we get the final image that shows the protagonist transformed, and it'll contrast with what the original image is. Okay, now that we've gone over the Hollywood film, let's apply those principles to brand storytelling. The goal is to move your audience from conflict to resolution, where your product or service becomes the hero. Let's walk through 2 examples. Nonprofits are a great thing to look at first, because they often deal with pain and remedy or conflict and resolution. It's in their DNA. It's their mission statement. For example, Habitat for Humanity solves a housing crisis, but to truly connect, a filmmaker must dig deeper with the individuals involved. Why is somebody swinging a hammer on the weekend for Habitat for Humanity? It's those personal, heartfelt stories that resonate with the audience. Our job as filmmakers is to dig deeper. Why does the subject even care in the first place? Did they experience homelessness firsthand? Did someone they love face this challenge? Did they have a tough time affording a home as a kid? At their core, brand films are about moving your customer from pain to resolution, where your product or service becomes a hero. I gave the nonprofit example first because it's easy to see the connection between conflict and resolution. But let's dig deeper and create a framework for a story around a different type of client. Let's imagine this. You're tasked with creating a film for a pharmaceutical convention. We're in a room filled with new and eager sales representatives ready to learn about a breakthrough drug that they're all about to go out into the world and promote. The challenge is clear. How do you craft a story so compelling that by the end of this conference, these sales professionals not only understand the science behind the drug, but they also feel the emotional weight of the work they're about to undertake? As filmmakers, our job is to connect the dots, to show not just the data, but the human lives being transformed by this innovation. Your story needs to build an emotional arc that resonates deeply with the audience, moving them to approach their work with a renewed sense of purpose and meaning. For this example, let's focus on a patient-centered narrative. A family man, Mark, is diagnosed with cancer, whose life is extended thanks to this breakthrough oncology drug. The goal is to showcase the profound impact of this medical advancement, framing not just the drug as a treatment, but it also means giving back something much more priceless. It's time with loved ones. Now, this is the MicDrop Method. Let's try and put a structure to this premise. So first, we'll start with a hook. We're going to open with the pain point. It's time lost to cancer. Let's meet Mark and his family, cherishing moments together. We'll intercut that with the hospital scenes. The mission is to highlight the company's commitment to innovation. We'll feature scientists and a CEO sharing the vision. We'll show the solution and introduce the drug as a life-changing breakthrough. We'll tell Mark's story. He's a father of 3 who gains precious time with his family. And then we'll show the benefits. Use simple visual graphs and testimonials to emphasize the results. Show Mark back with his family. And then we'll show the application and show Mark returning to work, spending holidays with his family, and living life. The sales team's going to feel empowerment. We're going to inspire the sales reps to share this solution passionately. End with a call to action, and we'll put a memorable line on screen, something like, "Together, we give families the time they deserve." So let's look at that for a second. The brand story arc in 7 steps. The hook, that'll grab the attention emotionally. The pain point, we'll get deep into what the problem is. We'll show the customer's challenge. In the introduction, we'll present the brand as a solution, and then we'll show the solution and highlight how the product or service resolves the issue. The journey is to show transformation in action, and the impact is to share real-world results. We always end with a call to action, and we clearly give the audience an invitation to engage. To ensure this product resonates deeply with the client and feels fully branded and aligned with their legacy, we need to go beyond showcasing the immediate impact of the drug. We'll incorporate elements that reflect the company's ensuring values and identities. And here's how we can achieve this. We can use visual elements in the brand guidelines. We can show the color palette and integrate the company's signature colors into key visuals and create a cohesive look and a branded look throughout the film. We can use typography. Anytime we have the brands on any kind of written or text on screen, we'll make sure that those are approved fonts that maintain consistency with other marketing materials. We'll put some logo placement in the film strategically to include the company's logo at the beginning and the end, and maybe it's subtly placed throughout the film for product placement when appropriate. Narration and tone will ensure that the tone and voiceover align seamlessly with the brand's established personality, reflecting the professionalism and worth they bring to the world. We'll align with the company's legacy, highlight the company's track record of innovation and impact, emphasizing how this breakthrough builds on their history of improving lives. By using thematic keywords that weave key themes such as integrity, innovation, empathy, collaboration, or any other words important to the company, will reinforce the company's core value and make the story deeply resonate. Emotional anchors. We must use the pacing that compels the brand's message, striking the right balance between inspiration and authenticity to engage the audience effectively. By thoughtfully integrating these elements, we create a film that not only tells a compelling story, but also serves as a proud reflection of the company's mission, values, and legacy. And why this method of storytelling works for brands? This customer approach puts the customer at the center of the story. It humanizes the brand by addressing real-world challenges and offering solutions. Audiences connect emotionally, they feel understood and valued. And in conclusion, by focusing on the hero's journey or the customer's journey and weaving your brand's essence, you don't just tell a story, you resonate. If anybody has any questions or suggestions, I'm not that hard to find, or drop the comments below if appropriate. I'd love to continue this conversation with everybody.